Hi, welcome all. We will discuss multiple graphs in this video. First, we shall discuss about multiple figures. How can generate multiple figures in a particular program? Okay, we can have more than one figures using figure function. So you can create a new figure, or you can activate an existing figure using figure. Okay, and the full syntax is this. And before that, you can see this. Um, 1 second. Okay, this is the simple syntax. You can have a number associated with figure 1, figure 2, something like that. And if you wish, you can add this figure size. And this is sometimes useful. We shall discuss the usefulness of this thing later. And this function will create a new figure or activate an existing figure. And the complete figure syntax is this. You can add figure number, and you can add figure size, you can have DPI, dots per inch, you can have face color, you can have edge color, you can have so many other controls over these figures. All right. Okay, next function is subplot function. You can divide a particular plot area into several number of rows and columns. Okay, so for instance, this plot area is divided into subplots. How many? There are 6. How it is divided? There are 3 rows and 2 columns. 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and 2 columns, 1, 2. Okay. So how we specify a particular subplot area? The idea is this. You must specify the number of rows and columns to divide the plot area, and then you have to specify the index of that subplot area. The indexing rule is this. This is the first one, this is the second one, then third one, then fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the normal way to index a particular subplot area. Okay, we shall be discussing with suitable examples both figure function and subplot function. Fine. All right. I'm going to use both figure function as well as subplot function, and for that I'm going to write some code to process as a batch file. Okay, so the first step is to import numpy as well as matplotlib. So import numpy as np and import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Fine. Now let me create some some array np.arrange system6. So I'm going to generate array of 6 integers starting from 0. Now squares of them, that is I star 2, and the cubes of the integers c equals I star 3. Okay, now I'm going to generate several plots. The first idea is this. We will generate a figure 1. Okay, the number is optional. It automatically add number to figure, but let me use figure 1. plt.plot I comma say yes. Okay, now I'm going to add some title in order to distinguish. Let be, that's enough. And figure 2, I made a mistake. I have to use plt.figure. Now let me generate another figure, plt.figure. This time I may call it as 2, and there I'm going to plot cubes. So I comma C. Okay, this is the idea. PLT dot show. Okay, let me first save this. Save as. Okay, let me call it as multiple. Let me save it as multiple figures. Okay, saved. Now let me generate the, I have started it. Now let us see the result. You can see two figures. Figure 1, where I have added data figure 1 as squares. So 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, etc. 5, 25. And the second figure is figure 2. Okay, so there it is cube 5, 125. So you can see the both the graphs are in two separate canvases. So before, when we plot, let's just see the okay, see the figure. So if I have skipped this thing, plt.figure2, so let me comment it. Now if I run, you can see that both the plots are in the same canvas. Okay, let me run it. Okay, so you cannot have two figures, we have only one figure. So this is the difference. Now in order to illustrate that, the figure number is automatically added, that is not a compulsory argument. So let me run this. Okay, so here also you can see that there are two figures and the figure numbers are this is figure 1 and this is figure 2. Figure 2 is cube and figure 1 is squares. Okay, so this is how we add figure number. Now you can call it this as figure 2 and this as figure 1. I have just changed the number, and for figure 1 I'm going to add fixed size. Fixed size must be the size of both x and y axis. So let me specify it as 10, 10 figure size. Okay, so you must specify it as a list. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, so figure 2, I purposefully gave figure 2 number 2 for the squares. You can see that this is square 5 square is 25. Okay, now you can see the second figure. So unfortunately I have selected a larger area, I think. Okay, so no issues. This is figure 1. I have changed the size. You can see that now the canvas is square in size, square in shape. Okay, the size of x and y axis match. So this is particularly useful when you plot some circular graphs where if x and y turns out to be not equal, the axis, x-axis and y-axis are not in the same proportion, your circle will looks like ellipse. We will see that later. Okay, so that's it. Now instead of having these two things in the in two separate figure, I wish to divide a single canvas into two subplot areas. So for that I am using this function subplot. Okay, now I must divide that into 2 rows and 1 column, so 2, 1. Then in the first item I will plot the squares, and in the second subplot area, subplot 2, 1, 2, I shall plot the cubes. Now let us see the result. Oh, I made a spelling mistake. It's not subplot, it's plot. Wow. Now you can see how it looks like. See, my number of rows is 2 and number of column is 1. So I have divided the canvas into 2 rows. There is no division along this direction. That means I divided that into two sub areas. So this is the 211 and this is 212. So please note that in 211 I have plotted I comma s, integers comma the squares, and in the second plot area I comma c. Okay, fine. Now you can change that in some other way. So let me make it more clear. 3, 2, 1. I have divided that into 3 rows and 2 columns, and in the first one I have plotted this thing, and 3, 2, 2. To make it more clear, 3, 2, 6. Let's run this. Okay, please see how it is plotted. There are 3 rows. This is first row, somewhere here second row, and this is the third row, and it is divided into 2 columns. This is the first column and this is the second column. Okay, now how you count? This is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one. And in the sixth plot area I have plotted cube, and in the first plot area I have plotted the squares. So this is how we use subplots. Okay, so if you wish to add title or label etc., you can add it here. I shall try that. plt dot title says q. So that's it, and you can add x label and y label. X label is integers. I'm not adding y label. You can try that when you try these results. Now you can see for the first one, for which I have given title as SQ, so that appears as the title for this subplot, and I have added yx label as int. Okay, so this way you can add any decorating feature to any subplots. Fine, that's it. Okay, this we have discussed how multiple figures can be generated and how a particular single figure can be divided into several plot areas, subplot. Okay, so we have discussed both figure function and subplot function. Thank you.